Questioners at the House do now adjourn. I call the member for Griffith.
Thank you, Speaker. There's a lot being said in our country in recent times about young people and their engagement with Australian national political life. Some are sceptical about the ability of young people positively to engage. In my own experience in my community on Brisbane's south side, I simply don't subscribe to this view. My experience is that the youth of this country are looking to be part of the national conversation. They want their voices heard, they don't want to be told what to do, nor do they want simply to be ignored. A few recent examples. In my community in Brisbane's south side, we've been holding regular Barefoot Bowls events in a number of local bowling clubs in an effort to engage young voters and have a bit of fun at the same time. I chose bowls clubs because they offer an environment where young people now feel comfortable enough to express their views on politics, any issues that are running, and do so in the company of friends. And we're doing this with the support of bowls clubs right across my electorate on Brisbane's south side. We've had 2 events so far, and we've had 400 local young people come along, just out of the blue. This has been a very successful engagement. These young people have come from all different parts of the electorate, from a variety of backgrounds and with different levels of interest in politics. Some have come to join us for the simple fact they're looking for a bit of fun on a Friday night. Others saw it as a real opportunity to get together with other young people and talk about things of concern to them in our national or local political life. What I've learned from these conversations with young folks is that they are far more aware of how policy decisions will affect their lives and their futures than we often give them credit for. They know the benefits that will come from the national broadband network. They talk to me often and in great depth and complexity about how the NBN will actually affect their lives and their work in all sorts of domains. We're currently connecting nearly 48,000 homes and businesses on Brisbane's south side with the NBN, better linking local businesses to customers and markets across the world, as well as providing south side families access to better health and educational services. Of course, our local young people are concerned that if the coalition, the Liberal National Party, were elected, these broadband services would simply be ripped up. They also feel quite personally the effects of their community when accesses to public services are cut. And this has been most recently manifest in decisions by the Queensland Liberal National Party government proposal to cut local bus services. Far from being disengaged with local politics, again, young people have taken great pleasure in going from door to door, having conversations with their community last weekend about how these cuts will affect them. University students use these bus services, old people use these bus services to go to church, go to hospital, all sorts of things. I'm proud to have seconded a motion by the member for Moreton opposing these cuts to more than 100 bus routes across Brisbane. That's a lot of bus routes. It affects a lot of people. Following my address to the Parliament last week on these cuts to local services, I've literally been inundated with comments from young people across social media. Comments such as, increase bus services, don't cut them. Another one, people need to realise that public transport should be there for the public, not as a profit-making business. And one of my favourites tweeted from a bus just today, currently 20 people on the 192 should not be scrapped, stop the cuts. But it's not all about bowling, it's not all about young kids just getting together. It's also about how our young people engage in some of the issues of the world as well. I was genuinely bowled over recently when at Churchie on Brisbane's south side we had a gathering of young people from across southeast Queensland and beyond who negotiated and voted upon a draft resolution relating to international foreign aid during a model UN that I conducted at the school most recently. I also recently hosted a leadership breakfast with the school captains from my local secondary schools, including Sarah King and Rebecca Marshall from Loreto College, and school captains and vice captains from across the south side. There's also Gemma from Brisbane State High, who has recently been elected to be part of the Lord Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. She's in Year 10 and she's pursuing with her peers how to deal more effectively with mental health issues affecting young people. Even the primary school kids at Mount Carmel, who I visited on Friday, have been involved in Caritas Australia's Project Compassion, raising money for kids in developing countries. This is all good stuff. It's a bit in contrast to what I had last week as a controversy in my electorate with the Liberal National Party candidate thinking it was a good idea to give a lecture at Queensland University Technology, the assessment subject being set, how to defeat the local Labor member for Griffith, and if the assignment was in fact going to be judged to be successful, be handed over to local LNP. A bit of an odd way to engage young people. There are positive ways to do it
Is the
instead.
House now adjourned?